This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and use the discount code MacVoices. Hi, this is MacVoices at the SuperMeet in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. I finally got somebody from GoPro. It's at the SuperMeet. It's impossible to get to the GoPro booth on the show floor, so I got Kevin here to talk about GoPro. Kevin, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. Happy talk.
Yes, happy talk. Happy talk. GoPro, it's really interesting what has happened with GoPro. Now, you've been around for a little while, but you really have created a niche. You didn't carve it out. You created it out of nothing. And you have these action cameras that are fantastic. They're affordably priced. And you keep doing more and new, interesting things with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was really kind of built out of love from our CEO, Nick Woodman. It was, finding a niche and a need and a use case. Like, he wanted to film his friends. He wanted to film himself. Excuse me. The issue was you always needed someone and a friend who had the ability and the skill set to film each other. And what he kind of realized is like, well, no, I want to shoot my friends and I want to shoot, but I want to surf too. And so that was sort of the use case built into how to build a camera that you can self-capture, self-create, and share, and it kind of blew up from there. It started as a still camera, and over 12 years later, we're full HD and kind of empowering the world to share their experiences.
And share they do, because it seems like it's become the default camera of choice for any kind of action sport. And, some things that aren't necessarily action, because it's so simple, easy, convenient to use. It's not like it requires a lot of education to use.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I think I love most about it. Is it's sort of this amalgam camera. It's one part turnkey, open it up, ready to go, and then it also has the incredibly robust features as like Pro Tune 2.0 and a studio system to support it. So if you're kind of in the know or you're interested in learning more, it's accessible, and you can capture, create, and share really quickly of a turnkey. Or if you want to integrate it with your post workflow with Final Cut or Adobe, it is cross-functional.
So what's new with GoPro this year at the show?
This year at GoPro, we just had the dual housing come out, which is right here. It's our 3D unit for the Hero 3 Plus, and it's a fantastic system. It works for the Black Edition. You can do 2.7K 30 frames a second, 1080 60. You can do a photo every second. You can do a burst mode. And we have a studio system, which is basically our post workflow platform that's free for everyone. And you can easily converge your footage to create 3D content. I had zero experience with 3D before working at GoPro, and now I'm a believer. It's really easy to use. It's phenomenal. It's handily the best tool I use for 3D.
So a couple things there. First of all, let's be clear. This is a housing for two GoPro cameras, so that's the way you're getting the 3D.
Yes, it's a housing for two, and it comes with a sync cable. You have to buy the camera separate, but yeah, it comes with the housing, the sync cable, and a couple mounting options to allow it for different types of mounting, because it's a little bit bigger housing, so it's a little more challenging to put on your helmet and your chest. But if you want to put it on your car and hard mount it, we give you a little extra bits and pieces too. It also comes with 3D glasses in case you don't have any. And another really great feature that is new for this version of the 3D system is the dual mode, and that's why we called it the dual feature mode. So it has two cameras. We can really maximize it to use video and stills simultaneously. So one camera captures video, one captures stills, and so if you're really engaged with trying to capture like that really killer press shot, but you need the video content for your marketing campaign, or you just want a good shot for your Instagram and another cool video for Vine, or however it is, you can put those two together, and it works really well.
So GoPro has gotten into the multicam business in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. Camera sync has always been a big thing for us, and we have other proprietary software like the camera array that we had a couple years ago, and we have another one coming out soon, not for consumer release, but major productions and major films and that sort of thing.
Now, the other part of what you were talking about, something I confess I was not aware of until I went to the booth this year, and that is that you have editing software specifically for the GoPro camera.
Yes, absolutely. GoPro Studio, we have their team based out of San Diego, formerly known as Cineform, and they were just building a robust system. And actually, the reason why we acquired them was because they had the best 3D software available. And so that was sort of our creative director, Brad Schmidt, and Nick were kind of looking and researching solutions, and they found Cineform, and they're like, this is so great, we just kind of need it. And so from there, Nick's been completely driving and empowering that team to make it as robust as possible. And so we have 3 different versions of it. One is free for every customer, which is everything really that you would need to edit, basically ingest, transcode and edit your footage. And then we have a $2.99 option, which basically opens up more control for color correction. And then a $9.99 version, which really is the pro version. It's if you're using a red camera, you have multiple codecs you're messing with, and you want to kind of intercut footage to make it look seamless, the pro version is the best way to go.
Yeah, that's something definitely I think even a casual user should go check out, because like you say, the base version is free and it can do a lot.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal tool, and we've been using it for a long time, and not just from the transcoding, to kind of unbin our content. It's the only thing I use for combining time lapses together. That's one thing I do a lot when I go on vacation. I want a cool epic sunset of where I'm staying, and I want to put it together, and literally you just take all the files, you open it up, and it automatically stitches them together, and you choose the speed and you export it, and you can compress it and do whatever you need to it. Color correction built in. It's a fantastic tool. And the other feature that we had recently come out was templates. So if you're maybe newer to editing, had no experience, or young, and you kind of want to get into it, we license our current edits that you can find on YouTube. There's a selection of them. You can download more. And basically, it's pre-cut timing, and it has music inside. So you can just take your clips and drag and drop and kind of rearrange them, and boom, you've got an edit. A professional level quality edit that's made by our media team and available to you, the user.
That's great. So we have the 3D, or the 2-camera 3D housing. What do we have anything else this year?
Absolutely. Another thing I'm holding right here, a couple products actually. This is actually the JAWS clamp we had come out in October this year. But what we are selling as an accessory is just the extension arm. So, ignore the housing for a moment, but it's called the Gooseneck. It's just simple lock line, and it has our same QR buckles. So you can use it as a pistol grip to go when you're going down. You can mount it to your helmet looking back down. And you can also take this apart and add extension pieces to your JAWS clamp. It's really big for the music group, the music market, people who want to throw a clamp down real quick and do an adjustment. And if you need it really long, we just had a video come out with the family Crest launching our music bundle, which is also a new thing that came out, which is our first bundle centric to non-action sports enthusiasts. And that comes with a couple other special mounts too. That we have a sticky mount that has an adhesive that you can remove so it doesn't leave any residue. So that you don't want to mess up your beautiful guitar or your cello. Really, like those things can be so expensive. It's just like those infomercial hooks you see, like put it on the wall and you remove the tab and you take it off. And it also comes with a clamp. Another thing that came out, in the music bundle, let's go back there, is the Frame 2.0, which is what I'm wearing right here. So this is actually a pretty robust camera frame mount. What's nice about this is if you're not concerned about heavy action, a lot of movement, and there's not really a huge risk of scratching your lens, this is fantastic, especially in low light situations. Because if you have artificial light coming in at certain angles, with the front glass of the element, you can kind of create flares and lose some contrast, and the image quality kind of takes a little bit of dip. So if you don't have anything covering the lens, you get some fantastic image quality. The other beautiful thing about this is a lot of musicians want to do tap into a live feed on a Jumbotron, or they need to hot power it because they're playing for 4 hours or something like that. So the Frame 1.0 only had access to the USB, so we cut that open a little bit more to give you access to cards if you need to change out, HDMI to tap out, and the USB if you need to do external audio or what have you. Another really beautiful feature about this is it just has a little latch. They just pop open on the top, and you can remove the camera real quick. Whereas before you would have to remove the entire frame from the mount and rearrange, and it wasn't terrible, but it was a little bit of a hassle. And the final feature about this that I love is you can put in a backpack. And so before it was an entirely different piece of plastic to put it together. So really streamlined it, really made it elegant, and it's a fantastic product. So big fan. We use it all the time in media productions. And then another piece that we had just come out was the Blackout housing. This guy's great because it's really good for professional scenarios where you kind of need to hide the camera. Our cameras aren't too, ostentatious by any means, but sometimes there's some reflections and lights hit them and that sort of thing. So this is great. We want to hide it in the shot. You can stick this in there and it'll work great. We even hide the LED lights and the LCD screen on the front. So, and you can remove the lens if you want to with screws and that sort of thing. And it works great, and it's also waterproof. So if you need to do some underwater diving stuff, and it's a pretty robust product. We're a big fan.
Okay, so now the fun part. I'm going to see if you can do the pricing on everything we just talked about. Okay. What are the chances?
Let's see Kelly, do you know the prices of everything off the top of your head? This is $49.99.
It is.
This is $49.99. This is $39.99. The dual housing is $199. The Gooseneck is $19.99.
Yep.
Oh man, I got them all.
Great.
And another thing we have coming out is dive filters for everything else too. They'll be coming out in a little bit here, but these are great for free divers, scuba divers, and free divers. I said that one already, but basically it just color corrects for underwater. So we'll have a magenta and a red to color correct for the blue and green water, and it really makes our footage shine, especially if you're swimming with coral or exotic fish. And we've been doing a lot of stuff with whales, and it's like, oh man, they look a little hazy, they look a little blue, and we can color correct for a little bit, but the filters really bring it together. So that will be available for our new housing, which is the slim housing. You can work on the Blackout. It'll also be for 3D for dive, and our older Hero3 housing, which is a little bit bigger. So we're just covering all of our bases.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's quite a bit, and I especially like the gooseneck because I can see that with the jaw clamp. That could be really, really useful in a lot of ways. Because right now you got to try to mount it on a tripod or something and put it in position, and that doesn't always work. This is just clamp it, go. If you need it adjusted, grab it, pull it over, and
nobody leaves the office without one, really.
I bet. So the website where folks go to get all this great stuff is?
GoPro.com, where you can also share your photo if you want to have it shown on our, be chosen as photo of the day, or your video. Our shop is there, and it's a good little community. So, and also Facebook or Instagram is at GoPro, and Twitter. It's a great community, great big following, and we'd love you to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate the briefing.
Of course, my pleasure.
Folks, more from the SuperMeet in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, app.net, Google+, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date with all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at BackbeatMedia.com.